Hey everyone, I'd like to welcome you to Shadow Yoga. I'm Tim Wheatley.
And I'm Gina Lee Solast.
That's her. Basically, I want to give you a little understanding what Shadow Yoga is and what Shadow Yoga is not.
Shadow Yoga is a new holistic process that integrates shadow work.
Shadow work. Whoa, I mentioned the word shadow. Most people have some very crazy notions about shadow work. Just mentioning shadow work, I feel as if a mob with pitchforks are coming after me. It's time to understand what shadow work is truly about and how it's the key to enlightenment.
It's time to let go of childish fears and get out of your spiritual sandbox. Shadow work is a vital component of shadow yoga, along with transpersonal psychology,
Advanced spiritual insights,
energetic healing techniques, neuro-linguistics programming,
and one of the strongest personal growth components in the entire world.
So, what about the yoga part?
When you ask that, do you mean like the dictionary definition of yoga? You know, part of yoga being breath, meditation, and like a posture here and there? The key to understanding the real definition is that these are only small parts of what yoga really means and is.
Exactly. Yoga comes from the root word yuj. Yoga actually means to unite or yoke.
This original meaning gives us insight into the authentic function of yoga.
It indicates that the true and divine purpose of yoga is to reintegrate all parts of ourselves, especially the unconscious shadow parts,
in order for you to expand beyond the limits of your ego's attachments that it has to your past.
People learn limitations from their past. Very few learn the real lesson and their sole purpose.
All right. I know that's all fine and dandy, but what about yoga?
By yoga, you might mean the physical part?
Yeah, exactly. Does shadow yoga have anything to do with what people consider to be, yoga?
And the answer is yes. Yes, it does. Shadow yoga has a huge physical component to it. Shadow asanas are not the asanas in the way that you've experienced them in the past.
Shadow yoga comes together in perfect synergy. Combining all of these parts, it becomes the most advanced healing technique in the entire world.
Now, more about shadow yoga.
So, shadow yoga is not what you think it is.
It's not just yoga poses.
It's not.
No, it's not. It really isn't.
Well, it's not just meditation either.
Nope. Not even just sitting in meditation.
Is it just breath work?
Nope. It's not even just breath work.
And we have our own form of breath work, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And it's not just shadow work either.
Nope. It is weekend workshops.
It's unification of the seven selves.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
It's the personal growth retreats that you will be dying to go to.
It's also traditional transpersonal counseling.
Shadow yoga is a new system we've developed utilizing specific healing modules for physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual healing.
Well, that's lots. It's a complete holistic approach to mind, body, and spirit, comprised of asanas. What the heck is that? Pranayama, breath work, of course.
Dhyana, which is meditation.
Om.
And also incorporating traditional psychotherapy and counseling techniques.
Well, shadow yoga is not just a simple yoga system you may experience at your local yoga studio.
It's truly what yoga is meant to be.
It's a complete system to work through and heal your mistaken beliefs of self, along with ridding yourself of that pesky negative ego voice.
As with many traditional arts and sciences that are profound, beautiful, and powerful, yoga has suffered from the spiritual poverty of the modern world.
Yoga has been trivialized, watered down, and reduced to a simple anxiety binding mechanism. What the heck is that?
Oh, we'll get into that later.
Oh, all right. So with people going to yoga now, they just go to simply feel better for 60 minutes, sometimes 90, right?
Yep, sometimes.
All in avoidance of addressing the root cause of their anxiety. Like, there's no difference between people that go to yoga or sometimes that people go to drugs, medication or meditation. It's the same thing. Anyway.
The deep and eternal essence of yoga has truly been misrepresented and lost, with people simply jumping into a downward dog.
Woof, woof.
At the hands of some, yoga has been reduced to the status of just another exercise program, available on every street corner, almost as if it's a Starbucks.
Oh, yeah, Tim Hortons is okay, but I think Starbucks works for me. A haze of confusion has smothered the clear and pure concept of what yoga is.
Shadow yoga was formed out of necessity to redefine yoga and clarify its meaning and purpose.
You mean shadow yoga's meaning or yoga meaning and purpose?
All of the above.
Ah, cool.
There is a physical component to shadow yoga, and we incorporate a form of yoga that is not taught in the Western world.
You know, the system of yoga that we teach isn't anything that you've ever experienced before.
Many yoga practitioners experience moments where emotions arise while in a posture.
Woo-hoo.
Shadow yoga differs from simplistic yoga, instruction by accessing and working with these emotions as they come up.
You know, we've developed specific tools, resources, and techniques to use while you're actually in the posture to access the depths and the origins of these old feelings.
And how to fully release them and your attachments to them.
You know, the mental component of shadow yoga truly makes a lasting shift in your awareness and your understandings of your ego, your shadow, and who you truly are.
A step-by-step approach allows you to disconnect from your ego, from your current identity, and to find the true you.
So basically, they gotta rip apart who they are from that ego negative voice?
Well, it's not quite so dramatic.
Oh, okay. You know, the shadow yoga teachings can't be found anywhere else in the world.
Really?
Well, except if we go there and teach there. Or if they actually maybe come on to Skype with us, then they can be taught in other places.
They are truly the most advanced teachings on healing the mistaken beliefs of self.
Do people even know what a mistaken belief of self is?
Some of my goddesses have.
Oh, yeah. That's that group you do, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, some of the mistaken beliefs of self are what you actually believe deep down. But what we do is we actually teach you a way of learning how to find out what the mistaken beliefs of self are. Gina, before we continue, let's hear what a couple of people who recently took a shadow yoga workshop had to say about their experience.
I had my doubts and concerns about taking the training, but nothing happens by coincidence. I can't believe the change that has made to my family's life. After taking a step-by-step training, I taught it to all my family. Even my little 6-year-old does it. My relationship with my husband has become all that I've ever dreamed of. I would urge anyone to take Tim's course, and I promise you, you'll never look back. It is fabulous.
I tried meditation, yoga, did spiritual workshops, and I still couldn't get rid of that chattering monkey in my head. Since I took the training, things have changed drastically. I'm happy now, and I'm the one in charge, not my ego. If you're still stuck, I strongly recommend Tim's course.
How do we do that?
We utilize a combination of traditional psychology, visualizations, NLP, which is neuro-linguistics programming.
Nice.
We use hypnosis and have created the most effective tools.
Hold on, you said hypnosis?
Yes, hypnosis.
You're going to make me cluck like a chicken?
Well, only if it's you, but not anybody else. Okay, good.
Cluck, cluck, cluck.
Where was I? Basically, we have created the most effective tools for working on the parts of yourself that hide in the shadow realm.
Ooh, shadow realm. You know, there's an emotional component of shadow yoga too, right? Because most people try to stop that negative voice and feeling bad about themselves for a long time.
Most people do anything to avoid these emotions.
Isn't that what sex, drugs, and rock and roll are for?
Oh, Tim. What we do at Shadow Yoga is completely the opposite. We actually step into them.
And we do it fully.
For the first time, you will discover where the feelings come from and truly discover what is meant by emotional freedom.
And you do this all in just a simple pose, or what else is involved?
This isn't done by simply putting a pretty white light over an outhouse and pretending it isn't full of you-know-what.
I know.
It's done by cleaning out your negative attachments.
Oh, okay. I get it. And this is all done through shadow yoga? Mm-hmm. Wow.
The spiritual component of shadow yoga is that the depth of the spiritual teachings in shadow yoga allow you to truly access the divine.
When you say the divine, is that like your divine or my divine?
D, all of the above. We use various forms of shadow-specific spiritual tools, resources, and techniques to remove your blocks so that you can access what is right in front of you.
You know, our meditations, Sanskrit chanting, and breathwork take you to a deep spiritual connection with your personal version of the divine, whatever that is.
Beautiful. Using the right tool at the right time is the most important part of your spiritual growth.
That's a great saying. Right tool, right time. Who came up with that anyway?
I don't know. Some guy, name starts with a T, ends with an M.
So I'd like to take a moment just to thank you guys for watching the video.
I really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedules and your day to join us.
And this was just an intro of what shadow yoga is. We're going to be doing more videos on different processes with shadow yoga. Also, we'll be bringing forward some of our retreat information. If you want to find out more information, go to shadowyoga.ca. Or where else can they find us?
You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Instagram and even Twitter.
Holy cow.
We're everywhere.
Well, everyone, take care and have a great day.
Ciao.